Don't be sad it's over. Be happy it happened at all. So it is episode 83 of the RGH podcast. The finale for now. The finale for now. We're going into summer. We have 2 babies that are going to be here any minute.
This wall's about to get knocked down.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, True Vanguard's entire house is getting demolished and renovated.
I was joking before the podcast, he'd be talking and be like, anyways,
and then Twitch was doing some more.
Yeah,
exactly. So we're not ruling out an eventual return, but we're also not going to give an ETA on that because we have no idea. So guys, thank you, huge thank you to everyone who's going to tune in for this, who've watched and listened to us throughout the couple of years now we've been doing this. Again, just real life is getting in the way, and we knew that with, again, 2 babies on the way, huge renovations, all this stuff, it would be 2 or 1 of us every week, basically.
That's right.
So we decided to just call it for now. So please, if you guys are going to, huge thank you to all of our members who paid for editors this whole time. But if you guys want to cancel those memberships, by all means, that makes complete sense. But I would stay subscribed, because if we do come back, just stay subscribed. You'll eventually get a notification in 3 years from now, or whatever crazy thing happens, or 2 years, who knows. Right. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. But for now, we got some wild talk. Dude,
this week is nuts, actually.
I was saying to TV, what are the chances that for a final episode, the day, just what are the cosmic chances that the day of our final episode, just Twitch just has one last massive fail before we go out and we get to talk about?
That's right.
Potentially one of the worst.
Dude, yeah. If this would have happened, this news could have easily happened tomorrow, and then we wouldn't get to talk about it. But it happened today. So here's what happened. Tweedledum with the $20. Thank you so much. I'm going to shout out. Why not? So here's the original tweet. And this is coming from an article from Bloomberg, which is not some random dude.
Right. It's a pretty reputable source.
Relatively reputable. So this is the changes that Twitch is considering for the partner program. So it's not finalized, but these are the things they're they're thinking seriously about doing. So number 1, incentives for more ads. So that would look like, Tash, you stream on Twitch, you go to the bathroom, you run ads sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm. And right now they have a system where you can just automatically opt in to ads, and it'll just play them and you don't have to worry about them, and then you get a chunk. But yeah, the ad rates are so bad that it's do I want to do that 2 minutes of every hour? It's weird.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that. Yeah, so Twitch wants people to play more ads, obviously, because it's more income for Twitch. But like you said, Tash, your incentive to play ads is I don't even get that much. It annoys my viewers, all this stuff. So who knows what they're going to look at there. Maybe more of a split. Maybe an actual bonus, show 1,000 ads, get a certain amount of, who knows?
Right.
But that's number 1. Number 2, a new revenue split system. And this has got everyone freaking out.
Yeah.
So right now, most people are 50-50 split. So if you sub to someone on Twitch for $5, they get $2.50, Twitch gets $2.50. But the upper echelon of people, and also people who have been partners for a very long time, because I think originally Twitch was doing this, they are 70-30. So
I was 70-30 when I was with them. Mike, I'm assuming you're 70-30. Not to disclose your income information, but
and it's not even some people that have more subs than me don't have that split. It's honestly,
they're not giving it out much anymore.
Do you want to know how I got it? And maybe even TV. I don't know about TV.
I'll tell you how I got mine, but you go ahead.
My partner manager was Hassan. He was one of the. He absolutely hooked me up. He gave me a special contract under the table because he liked my content.
Saw your wife?
Yeah, he saw my wife, I guess. I don't know. But straight up.
Cactus was we're done after this. I'm just gonna say whatever.
Yeah,
So There's absolutely playing favorites. I bet you a lot of the female streamers that he interacted with have a 70 split. I had to send a couple nudes, but it is what it is, because that 20% is 20%. You gotta do what you gotta do. I got a baby on the way.
Yeah, so. I got mine because I was literally I don't know if you remember this, Mike, when we did that event in Ohio for the MLG event, right? That night, I don't know if I tell this story about this night because it got a little wild. I don't know if you remember me, you, and Real Crafty going out and hitting a couple of bars. Night. That man is a machine. I could not keep up with that man. But that night, Crafty was like, TV, do you have the 70-30 split? And I was like, I don't know what the frick you're talking about. I don't know what that is. He's like, dude, the 70-30. You need to contact your partner manager. You tell him I told you about the 70-30 that you want in. I was like, all right. So I did. I contacted my partner manager, Hassan, and I said, Real Crafty told me I need to talk to you about the 70-30. And he was like, yo, I'll hook you up. I'll get you hooked up with that 70-30 split. So it was totally like a under the table thing. Yep. Yeah, I had to reach out. It's not like they were like, it's not like a job where they're like, hey, you're kicking butt out there. Yo, we definitely want to give you a raise. It was not like that for me. I don't know if anybody's had that experience. Yeah, I did not.
Well, it's so interesting to hear your guys' stories. Yeah, you guys are. I'm not saying this in offense, but you're not like the Summit 1G type people on Twitch. You'd think, the top guys. I'm sure Summit 1G does have a 70-30 split. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. So it's like a lot of the top people and some of the older people and a few people who got hooked up along the way have 70-30, but most people have 50-50. Twitch's idea is to bring everyone down to 50-50. So Tash, TV, all these huge people, which is shocking to me because I was saying, you're literally pissing off your top people.
That's right.
In a world where YouTube is poaching people, literally right now, is poaching people from Twitch. I mean, M-Tash literally just getting a call.
He just got a call from YouTube.
YouTube's
like, yo, we heard about that 70-30.
They're going down to 50-50. Come over for us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like literally like you're pissing off the absolute top people on Twitch, which is why would you want to do that?
Yeah. And here's the thing, YouTube, like you said, everybody gets 70-30 on YouTube. If you are an up and coming, if you've never streamed before and you're like, where do I start? Right now, if you were thinking about Twitch, you knew 70-30 was something that you could one day obtain. Now that's no longer there. That's not a possibility. You know you're going to cap at 50-50 and trashy ad revenue. Or you could go to YouTube where it's 70-30 day one. You don't have to earn 70-30. You don't have to prove that you deserve 70-30. YouTube literally just says, it's your content. You should get most of the money, right? Yeah. You're already I feel more valued up front with YouTube Gaming, and their ad revenue system is miles ahead of Twitch's because of the way that their algorithm works and the history that they have because they've been doing it for decades.
Now, here's the interesting part. There's two more things. There's one is a new tiers system. You don't exactly know what that means, a new tier system.
Yeah, I don't know if it's your sub tiers, maybe tier 1, 2, 3.
Then the other thing, and this is where it's really interesting. So the other thing and the last thing is no more exclusivity. So right now, if you're a Twitch partner, you have to stream only on Twitch. If you stream on YouTube, your partnership could be taken away. They do not want you streaming on YouTube. They don't want you streaming on Facebook. They want you on Twitch and only Twitch. And so this is the interesting part because everything else seems bad except for this, because it's
this is the one thing that's okay, that's good.
Because now it's why wouldn't you co-stream on YouTube? A lot of Twitch streamers have YouTube channels, have multiple YouTube channels probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I stream on YouTube. Now, technically, I could co-stream on Twitch. It doesn't.
I'm going to 100%. Yeah. Right? If exclusivity is not a thing anymore, you better believe I'd be dumb not to. It's the same content. I don't have to make new content for Twitch. I'm repurposing the same content I'm already making. I'm just live streaming it to two different places at once and reaching a broad audience.
Because if you're someone, and people just like are like, oh, I like Twitch, I like the user interface, I like the I like the culture, whatever it is. They're like, I like Twitch, and that's totally fine. Now you can watch my streams, for example, or your streams on Twitch or YouTube. We just do them both, no big deal at all, right?
Yeah. By the way, dude, real quick, you guys are just donating like crazy. We got D Mendez, Falconer coming to a $20 donation, Chip Cunningham with a $20 donation, Cactus Man with a $20 dono, 10 from Jim, a new membership from Lone Wolf. Hey, I don't want to wait too long because that stuff will get lost in the feed and then we'll forget to call it out later. So sorry to interrupt the show. Yeah, but thank you guys very much. You guys are popping off right now. I really appreciate it.
Very generous and awesome for the final episode. Tash, he said he had a small emergency. He's just gonna go deal with that. Don't know what it is, but hopefully he'll be back soon.
Yeah. So, end of the day, almost all the stuff I'm seeing, like reactions from people online, is bad. Like people are like, this is stupid. And one of the biggest questions on the table is, if you're at that 70-30, are you about to lose it?
Yeah, I mean,
are you getting a pay deduction? Or do you get to keep it if you already got it?
How bizarre is this whole thing? It's just like, so business-wise, this doesn't make any freaking sense. Like, it's like, okay, so if you're a Twitch streamer, like Tash, it's like, okay, so now you're going down to 50-50, so you're losing money. We are literally taking away money from you.
Yeah.
But also, you have no exclusivity, so you can start to lean into another platform. Well, you're just going to naturally slip into another platform and stream on YouTube and then, like, attract people there. Like, I just, like, I don't, like, this just seems like a way for Twitch to lose revenue. Like, I don't think it's going to gain a lot of revenue.
It's one of those things where you just gotta wonder: is it people who don't know jack crap? Is it like the rich board members who are like, "Here's what we want. We want a bigger cut." You know what I mean? Like, because it just seems so misinformed to do so.
Yeah,
like you're saying.
Well, maybe it's just like the exclusivity thing. Perhaps like they basically like they would need to like there would be people would be so upset, right? If you're just like, oh yeah, we're taking 20% more of your revenue. You have to offer something, right? TV, like, so it's like, you have to say, okay, we're going to 50-50, but now you can gain all this extra income by co-streaming on Facebook Gaming or YouTube or wherever. So then people are like, all right, you know? So like maybe this exclusivity thing is literally like the only thing they have to say like, here's the reason we're taking all your money. You back?
Yeah, sorry, just a small little family emergency. It's okay. We got it dealt with. It's all good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
And you were saying, Tash, what you missed, basically, you were saying this whole thing makes no sense because it's like we're cutting your money, but then we're also making it so that you can stream off platform. So it's like, wouldn't that just be less revenue for Twitch? Because everyone's going to be like, okay, you're literally taking 20% more. I might as well start leaning towards this other platform, YouTube, that's 70-30.
Literally,
especially if you already have a channel that's successful on YouTube.
Literally, the only reason I don't stream on YouTube and or at least co-stream on YouTube is because I don't want to lose my 70-30 split. I don't want to, because the thing is like, if you break the contract, they just boot you out. Like, it's like, now you don't have your partnership. So I can't risk streaming on YouTube, even if it would be really good overall for the channel, because I lose that partnership. And I like the diversity and having that. If they take away that clause, boom, gonzo. I'm going to do the other thing. Like, they're coming out with gifted subs on YouTube and other features, and like they keep hinting at all these different things, and like they're coming. Like, I got an email about it already saying like, hey, like gifted subs are coming on YouTube. So
I also got a similar email.
Yeah, are we not supposed to say that?
I just got an email from YouTube.
Yeah.
Who's to say what it was about? But like,
fair.
it's just like YouTube is 100%. I mean, actually, savagely, the head of YouTube Gaming tweeted out. He tweeted out today in kind of basically in response, like subtweeted them and said, "We're 70-30. We're always 70-30. Like, we're not going to change that, and we have never had exclusivity. If you want to stream on YouTube and co-stream on Twitch, you're not going to get partnered on Twitch if you do that, but you can give the people the option to watch it on Twitch." So, like, I just really think that it's just a terrible idea, because what if they do all these things but not the exclusivity thing? They keep that and just make people go down to 50-50. Do you think people would leave?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, because like the other thing is, let's say I did go to YouTube. Am I going to be throwing a bunch of live streams mingled in with my main content? Does that hurt the channel?
There's
I don't
ways
know.
around that though. There's ways, like I started unlisting them all, and they all go to a separate playlist. So people who want to watch the archived live streams, they have a playlist they know.
True.
Okay, if I miss a stream, that's where I go. But it doesn't clutter up my channel. You know, it's not mixed in there with all my VOD content.
True.
People that want to potentially partner with me don't have to sift through and wonder what of these are like successful VODs and which of these are like archived live streams. You know what I mean? So it's much cleaner that way. So there's ways to deal with that, and they've openly addressed it. That's something that they know about, and they're trying to figure out how they can make that a better process too.
But it just seems like YouTube is doing things to make their service more positive, even though they have a long way to catch up to Twitch. Like, I'm not going to pretend like I feel like Twitch is probably the superior streaming platform right now. YouTube's like catching up and getting better, and YouTube's in a race to the top. Twitch is in a race to the bottom. Like, it just seems like everything Twitch is doing has been negative, except for the end to exclusivity. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, we're introducing all these things that no one wants to, like, rob people of donations and all this stuff, and all their incidents and their DMCA stuff, and it's just like all so it's all negative. Like, it's like, what is the last thing Twitch has done that everyone's like, this is a great feature?
I can't even think of a feature they've added. The bit rate is still archaic. Like, they haven't done anything that I can think of.
They just add stuff like bits. So we add bits, but we're gonna take a huge chunk out of them or something. It's like, okay, so someone is going, like, maybe someone who wouldn't have donated will now donate. But the important part is, like, if you were to donate, the streamer gets the full amount. Whereas if you were to use if you were to buy, if I donate Tash $20, he gets the full $20. If I buy $20 worth of bits, he gets like 50% of that. He gets $10 or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. And
so that's the problem.
And if they use it with PayPal, they take a cut too. Like, someone did the math on it, and you lose like 40% more money. Like, it's bonkers.
I have seen this trend now where streamers are like actively telling people not to sub. They're like, if you want to support me, here's a link to my Fan House app. Here's a link to my PayPal. They're like, instead of subscribing, do this, and you can sub on Fan House, and I'll get $5. I'll get $5 a month, and Twitch will get $0 a month. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you do get a lot of benefits to. I feel also like the YouTube. Hey, 70-30 across the board. We're not trying to finagle anything. It's very transparent. It's not changing. I feel like that's also like, it's obviously, that's also, I feel like a fair thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Because obviously, like, they have a bunch of built-in stuff, like animations and stuff that go off when you do donate. We see it easier, all this stuff, and it's for Twitch as well. So there are advantages of being a Twitch sub. You can put it in sub-only chat and everything. You can't really put it on Fan House sub-only chat.
Like, yeah,
right.
That's right.
Really,
yeah, you do kind of mess with some of the integration there, no doubt. Yo, we should probably move on though. We're already half an hour into this.
Huge shout out to Twitch for just one more fail. Dude, like you said, TV. All the tweets about this are negative, and they're getting subtweet. I don't know if you saw this. Fan House quote tweeted, didn't just subtweet.
Did they really?
Quote tweeted the article, the main article that this information came out of, and said, we offer 90%. Like, we give 90% to our creators.
That's perfect.
Like, savage, dude.
That's great.
Twitch,
Yo, is Twitter gonna start stream platform with Elon Musk?
Yo, Elon. Make me a believer, Elon. All right.
I know, Elon. Listen, buddy. Why not? Because Twitter does do some I think the social the Spaces thing was interesting, like a giant Discord call. Because we did this, I was part of a sponsored Destiny 2 thing, and it was kind of it was cool. It was like a few hundred people in there, and it was like we're just talking about Destiny. Like, everyone could hear us, and we can invite people up to ask questions and stuff. And I feel like that was kind of a cool thing. The other time I've been experienced or I've seen Spaces was there was randomly it was trending. There was a moan competition where people were like, "Give me your
Oh,
best moan," and it was like
dear
a 35.
Lord.
It was like a $35 gift card they were giving away. Literally, I was dying laughing. It was like some of the funniest things.
No.
And of course, because like everyone's trolling who they invite in and doing like weird stuff.
Is spaces not a thing anymore?
No, it's still a thing. It's just like very rarely. Like I'm not gonna start a space randomly. I don't even know how.
Right.
Right. So I think you might have to be. I mean, I'm verified. I don't even know how to start a space. And there's things like communities you can join, but those are a little bit confusing. Too. It's like, what is a community? I don't know. Twitter's very popular, and obviously now it's getting a lot of attention with good old Elon buying it. But they could definitely innovate in that space and implement certain things, because like everyone like uses Twitter almost as an alternative platform. Like if you are a Twitch streamer, if you are a YouTuber, you tweet about your streams and YouTube videos and all that stuff. Like it all kind of goes through Twitter, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what else is interesting? You know the developer of the Elder Scrolls, Bethesda?
Yeah.
They make Elder Scrolls, Fallout. They're owned by a company called ZeniMax. Did you know the news hit this week? The ZeniMax is actively developing a Mandalorian MMO.
Did you?
And these are the people who know RPGs. Like, this actually has me legit excited.
Did you or did you not put on the mask and get an erection when you saw that news? That's hype.
I kid you not, I have a legit Mandalorian helmet replica made by a movie prop company that I had to wait 14 months for. Let me find it.
Yeah,
Steph
perfect.
Because
I'll get it.
We'll explain it as he's gone. So yeah, like this is not like Joe Schmo in his basement is making a Mandalorian MMO. No, ZeniMax is a real company, and they have some pretty big credentials. And dude, I mean, people have wanted like a Star Wars MMO. Like, I guess they already have that with Knights of the Old Republic, right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
That's sick.
Boy. Oh my goodness.
The freaking way, baby.
You know what I was thinking is like, it also would make so much.
This man's committed to the franchise.
It would make so much sense too, like if there was the Mandalorians, because you'd be able to get the upgrades almost like he does. Like he like gets all the upgrades to his Beskar armor or whatever, and the gadgets, armor upgrades. It's just kind of it's almost built in there. Right? It's built into the lore. The phase blades and the like potentially lightsabers could be incorporated too. Like he's not a Jedi, but like I don't know. There's a lot
thought about that point before, but yeah, like the first season is very much like almost like a video game.
It's like side questing.
Yes,
I'll do all these side quests that he keeps getting distracted from the main quest, and then he's upgrading a new gadget unlocked, missiles, jetpack unlocked.
Right?
Like, you know what I mean?
Whistling birds, baby.
Yeah.
So. I mean, here's the problem. I have one issue with this story. It's like they keep doing this where they're like, franchise or something everyone loves, and we're gonna make an MMO out of it, and it doesn't always come to fruition. I think the best example is freaking dude. They canceled Amazon Games canceled the Star Wars MMO, and it's like, the Lord of the Rings MMO.
Yeah.
Right, and it's like. The same things I'm thinking when I hear Mandalorian MMO. I'm like, oh, it's perfect for an MMO. I thought the same things about Lord of the Rings. How do you not make a good Lord of the Rings MMO? You have the freaking Middle Earth. There's your map. Your map is made for you. You got dragons and goblins and orcs and Uruk-hai. It's like, it is like, how do you not make a good MMO? And they literally were like, pulled the plug. Like, no,
I'll tell you how you not make a good MMO. You give it to a company that has only released failed games.
True.
That's how you do it. Literally, it's like, let's give Lord of the Rings of all things to a company that's just starting to try and make their own video games and failing miserably at it. That's how you do that. It was dead in the water before it came out.
I know. Like, you know what's crazy? It's like you'd think you'd be safe with Amazon. You'd be like, Amazon, they've got infinite resources, and they're like, no, pull the plug. I just blows my mind. It's like, how do you guys not figure it out?
And I mean, their track record is New World.
And that's it.
Crucible canceled.
Oh my
like,
God.
I don't know, bro.
The game that reverted back into alpha, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah. Well, no, it got reverted into alpha, and then they said, "Yeah, we can't fix this trash. Like, it is so bad. We're done, man."
God, dude.
Can you imagine just accepting? Yeah, we spent millions on this, and we're just gonna fold it. It's just no, not gonna happen.
What? I mean, yeah. I mean, hey, give it to Amazon. They're not falling for the sunk cost fallacy at all.
Truly.
They don't care. They're like, that is
because there is no sunk cost.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what? Screw it, dude.
Let's move on to Modern Warfare 2. It was essentially leaked by an NFL player.
Not leaked. It's all marketing.
Right.
It's all marketing.
Yeah. But he tweets out or Instagrams out a picture. He's like, yo, I was the first person to play the new Modern Warfare 2. And everyone's like, hey, yo, what? Who?
Play or see? Do you see
player see it? I think they saw it.
Okay.
But yeah, they saw like trailers and stuff. Apparently, like, at an event for all the new drafts, they were like, they go to a back room.
NFL draft players, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just kind of bizarre. Of all the people in the world, they gave it to those guys. But at the same time, it's like
it makes perfect sense
because the normies play it.
He's absolutely right. Yeah, I hate to say it, but he's right.
Yeah, like, so a lot of the NBA people have huge followings and have been associated with the Call of Duty community. Like, I don't know if you remember that there was the trailer of like, you know, like it was all the celebrities and like each one would like
have a little cameo in it. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, I would like go around the battlefield and like Kobe Bryant and everything was in it. And like a ton of NBA players play Warzone. It's like the game for all, because it is like the, like, I hate to say it this way, but it is true. It's like the casual, like, jock FPS game is Warzone. Which is fine, but it's like, that's where you hop in with a few buds, you play a couple games of Warzone, you're not super into video games, but you play Warzone. And Call of Duty. So, like, they're really associated with those type of players, man. And it makes perfect sense, because now you show it in the back room, you say, hey, guys, just tweet the logo, that's it. And then all these, you know, people are tweeting to their tons of Instagram followers, hey, I saw Call of Duty. Everyone's like, oh, it's coming soon. So we are going to get a trailer soon, that means. Because there must be a trailer that exists already.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
I wonder when, though. Is there any big gaming events coming up that are like...
E3 in June, but it's probably going to be like its completely own thing. I feel like they're just going to drop it one day.
Like launch trailer?
Isn't E3 only digital this year?
Probably.
Yeah, but they'll still be like, yeah. So that could be.
Or is E3? I thought E3 was straight up canceled this year, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
All the developers do their own stuff anyway. Their own like reveal events and all that.
Yeah, everyone's doing like PSX and BlizzCon and all that stuff. Actually, fun fact with Blizzard, just really quickly, they're doing that Diablo Immortal as a PC game as well. Like you can play it on PC. Apparently, it's still got really like mobile game UI and everything, and like auto questing. I think it's going to be super casual, but that was just an interesting thing that they dropped just a few days ago, saying, "Oh, by the way, you can play it on PC." So, you know, you don't have to have a phone to play it, but we'll see how Diablo Immortal plays out.
Yeah, but so I actually was talking to TV about this, about the Call of Duty thing, is like Modern Warfare 2 is going to be huge. Because, like, there's a Call of Duty every year. So for a lot of us that step back, like, I know for you guys, it's kind of like, whatever. It's like another Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It's like, there's been a billion of them. Mm-hmm. But especially now, as we are more removed from that time, and we look at the numbers, Modern Warfare 2019 was, like, so much bigger than other Call of Duties. And it kind of dragged, like, the next Call of Duty, Black Ops, up just because of the success of Modern Warfare and Warzone. And the newest one, Vanguard, is like a disaster. Like, someone posted on one of the subreddits that the difference in the Modern Warfare subreddit has like 1,200,000 people. The Call of Duty Vanguard subreddit has like 80,000 people or something. It's like pathetic. It's not even a and the views, dude. The difference in views for like YouTuber videos covering it. Like I talked about like Exclusive Ace when he does like his first gun guide for like the M4 and Modern Warfare, 1 million views.
Yeah.
The first gun guide for like an assault rifle, the main AR in Vanguard, it's like 60,000 views. It's like it's not even the same. I mean, it might be more now. It might be more like 100,000, but still, like it's like
a fraction.
The difference in interest, the difference in players is like so outrageous. So Modern Warfare 2 being a direct sequel to the one that everyone was getting into, I think it's a big deal.
Yeah,
because they do. But here's the interesting part: because it's going to be the only one for 2 years. It's going to be this.
That's right.
But no Call of Duty in 2023.
Wait, sorry, maybe I'm confused. So is the Modern Warfare 2, is it like the old one that we used to play back in the day, remastered?
No, first of all, that one is the GOAT Modern Warfare.
That's the best.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that.
So they rebooted Modern Warfare in 2019, and they have some of these, like Captain Price isn't. They have some of the same characters. So this is the sequel to the reboot of 2019.
I found it so campy. I hated it. I hated it. They got to fix that.
Yeah, gameplay wise, I actually didn't really like it either. I did like the ground war. I had a lot of fun in the ground war, but I totally agree. However, it also just spawned the original Warzone, which was like the biggest of biggest hits. Like they're making like $1 billion a quarter from Warzone. Like holy crap!
It's so interesting that they made a BR, and then they made another BR like right after. Because I can't remember what the other one was called, but there was like the first one that had come out.
Oh, the Black Ops one. It was like Blackout
or whatever it was. Yeah.
But Blackout, you had to buy Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
And that's what killed it. Is like when they rotated Call of Duty, is that just BR died.
True.
But then they got smart and were like, you know what? Let's make it free to play. And now it's like so much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
But also, there's some of the devs have been coming forward and said like this was never meant to have like 3 or 4 games worth of guns in it. Like this is like it's like 100 gigabyte updates, like literally 100 gigabyte updates. It's like everything's broken all the time. There's so many glitches because there's just so much stuffed in this game.
That's right.
And so Warzone 2 is going to come eventually, and just for the purpose of getting rid of everything Warzone 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they have to like start fresh essentially so that they can.
And our last topic is about how Warzone's lost 50 million players this year.
Or Call of Duty, or Warzone, or Call of Duty.
I thought it was Warzone. I'm pretty sure that's Warzone.
Yeah.
In that article that talked about that. That's specifically Warzone.
Well, people are sick of all the cheating. There's just like still tons of glitches and performance issues, and I mean,
and a lot of that might be linked to the size of it. I mean, I do not envy people who have to try and balance and patch and update a game of that size with that many factors and variables being played by that many people. So I feel like Warzone 2 is probably going to be a breath of fresh air on the developer side of things because they've learned a lot, I'm sure, at this point with Warzone Vanilla. And they know a lot more. I bet there's a lot of things they're like, man, I wish I had known this when we were making Warzone. You know, now they know it, and they can go into a proper sequel and build it from the ground up again properly with that new knowledge.
So it is Warzone lost 50 million players.
Right,
insane, dude. Like more players than Destiny 2 ever, like not ever had. I mean, basically ever had.
Yeah,
Warzone just lost in a year. It's just kind of crazy to think about like how much more successful that like in terms of numbers those games are. Also, Arcane writes,
yo,
what a legend! Thank you so much, good sir.
$100 dono. Thank you so much. I don't know why your main account is on timeout. I didn't do it.
It was probably Cactus. It was Cactus.
Probably me. I probably got annoyed.
While we're on the topic of BRs, Apex Legends announces a new character. They just don't stop with updates. They're always rolling.
Yeah, that game is just, and I just played it again last week. It's been a nice session playing it with a buddy of mine. This game just plays so smooth. It does. It just plays so good. Every time I come back to it, I'm like, dang, this is a good game.
Do you know what I've been playing this week?
What?
Valorant.
I thought you said you were not digging it.
I wasn't, but then I started sweating in the practice lobbies, and now I'm tapping heads a little bit, and I don't like it. I don't like it, but it's kind of fun and a little bit addicting because, like, when you do hit someone in the head, it is so satisfying. But
I do not get you, man. You crack me up.
I don't know, dude.
I just played all the time.
Yes, he's like, played Valorant today. It sucks. It's boring. I hate the movement and the aiming mechanics. Just let me strafe. He comes to my podcast. Yo, playing Valorant. It's like so good.
Well, I didn't realize how quickly I could master it, and now I've mastered it. And now it's fun, but
okay.
no, it's still a little weird. But a lot of the comments when I had mentioned Valorant was play Apex. I think Apex is super popular overall, but they keep updating the game. They keep it fresh, but there's something about the movement in that game and the overall gunplay. That game is also very satisfying. When you land a spray on someone and just like 100 to 0 them, it is probably one of the most satisfying games because there is a lot that can go into it. You know, the weapon you have, the attachment, the shields they have. But when you just laser someone, it is so nice. Like killing someone in Destiny with an auto rifle, like in one burst, not that impressive because there's like a ton of aim assist. The bullets, really stick. But in Apex, it's pretty hard to aim in comparison, I find, especially with some of the high mobility. And so, I think if I put in the time, I would really enjoy Apex. Or if I played with a team, I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
But as soon as there's a new unit out, I always re-download it and just dabble. I just see if I like them, test them out.
You gotta come and play with me and my buddy Pureblade. He's nuts.
Yeah, you're saying.
And they do have, I will say this, Apex, I think they have the Destiny problem to a certain extent. It's the Stompy problem, right? They keep releasing these new characters that are just super cool, very interesting mechanics and abilities. And what does everybody do? I'm playing Octane, baby, and I'm shooting myself up into the sky. It's all about mobility, movement, and being able to capitalize on verticality.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to rein that in a little bit. So that they can really let some other legends shine. Because it is a pretty steep curve if you look at the popularity of the various Apex legends themselves. You've got Octane up top. He's been up top, untouchable on his throne. And then, like a Wraith. But then it's a steep curve, and then it comes down here, and most of them are even out way underneath. So that's the one thing I think they got to continue working on. Is finding ways of making these new legends that they come out with actually be able to stand out, beyond just the first few weeks. Because first few weeks, everyone's trying out the new guy, new girl, whatever. And then after that, it goes right back.
Yeah. It's like, oh, sorry, Cactus, go.
It's very interesting you guys are saying this because we just had a massive, probably the biggest TWAB of all time for Destiny 2. And what they're doing next season is they're increasing airborne gunplay and stuff. Like now, there's going to be that airborne effectiveness skill, and you can spec into that. So right now in Destiny, if I jump in the air and I shoot Tash, and he's right in front of me, I got my sight is here. My bullet will go here. It'll be like zing, zing. Like it's just random. So sometimes you get a 6 snipe in the air, but it's literally random, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is they're saying no more randomness. If your aim is directly on someone, it's going to go where you're aiming. But the aim assist is going to be what's impacted. So no more bullet magnetism. So that means normally if I hit someone with an IS Luna here, it's like, you got a headshot. Good job. But if I'm jumping in the air, it probably won't give me the headshot. But it's just so interesting because like now you can use stuff like, Skyburner's Oath is going to have a huge amount of like airborne effectiveness. Certain exotics, anything that affects a certain type of exotic, like the Mechaniers trick sleeves. And that's for sidearms, right?
Sidearms,
yeah. So it's like all sidearms get a huge air assistance buff. So you guys are talking about how mobility and potentially like the problem is like Destiny is kind of embracing the mobility a little bit and saying, hey, if you want to. The Wings of Sacred Dawn are going to provide a huge air assistance buff. So potentially next season we could see people really like going hard into just like mobility, jumping around in the air and stuff in Destiny 2. And like, will it be a good thing? Will it end up being a super annoying thing? Like, I don't know.
Time will tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm skeptical about next season on the PvP side. I'm a little skeptical, but I'm open-minded.
I think that it just seems like such a convoluted change where you could just be like, everyone's just accurate in air, like Halo, like you're just accurate, and that you don't have to spec into it, you don't have to change your entire build. It's like you're just accurate, because like I feel like they've grounded people a lot, and they've added that RNG, and they've reduced the skill gap, and now it's like, all right, you can spec into it and fly through the air, but it's like, well, now I got to go spec into in-air accuracy, or here's what I think is PC is just going to be nutty, because most people are hitting their shots on PC. Like the ability to correct is a lot easier because there's no like drag on the body. So if you're jumping over someone on a controller, there's aim assist on them typically to get to their head, like as you strafe across their body. But now they're going to turn it off, and you're just going to slide off their head. I think on controller, it's going to be really tough to hit those jumping shots and like pick someone's head on top of a box. But on PC, I think it's going to be gross. So without losing too much. But again, we have to test it.
I do disagree with you a bit. I do kind of like how you have to spec into it, because it's like, because it could be so nutty. It's like, okay, listen, you want max like aim assist, in-air effectiveness. It's like, okay, then you can't also have the best grenades in the game. It's like, you got to pick one. You can have cracked out grenades and an exotic that gives you more grenades, or you can have cracked out air accuracy, but you have to use an exotic that's going to help with that, right? And I kind of like that. So it's like, if I get killed with a guy in the air, it's like, okay, he's using the Winds of Sacred Dawn and a weapon that has really good inner accuracy with, a perk that affects it. It's like, okay, that guy's spec'd into doing this. That's fine. Giving it to everyone might be a bit sus, because then you're just going to use the stuff that's the best already.
Right.
And now you're just going to be jumping in the air.
The other thing that I don't love too, really quickly, is just like, now you can spec into stability and flinch, and it's like, just get rid of flinch. Like, I just hate that stuff. It's so annoying to me, and it's like, well, now there's a way to combat it. And it's like, combat it by getting it out of the goddamn game.
At the same time,
I don't know.
I do feel like snipers, nothing is more annoying than you're shooting a sniper and they're aiming at you and you just get headshot.
And I get that.
This guy's taking rounds, bro.
Yeah. I literally just hit 7 bullets, all yellow numbers, and he don't.
And I think that's fine for like snipers, but just primary versus primary, losing a fight to randomness and bloom, or losing a fight to flinch, there's skill in correcting from flinch, but it just, I don't know, there's just something about it. Someone shoots you from the side and your gun goes off.
The infamous on-off flinch, which is the weirdest thing, where like if your aim is here, for those who don't know, if your aim is here and you get hit in Destiny, it will flinch on target. And then if your aim is here and you get flinched, it flinches you off target. Such a bizarre system.
Yeah.
Like literally
it doesn't make a lot of sense.
And so it's really hard to kind of like counteract that.
Absolutely.
Let's move on now to Sony making demands for developers for the PlayStation Plus to have a 2-hour demo. It's
to be on that platform, the PlayStation Plus platform.
Yeah. So they basically everyone was memeing on them because they're like, PC already gets this. You already can like Steam lets you play a game for 2 hours, and if you don't like it, you just refund it. And you don't have to pay monthly.
Right. Because and I mean, maybe that's essentially what they'll do. They made it sound like you have to make this whole demo version, like not the full game. It might just be, hey, everyone can try your game out for 2 hours and then return it, similar to Steam. But also they were saying that now it kind of, after one day, someone else came out with a post and said that it's actually some Sony devs that will help these companies get that demo prepped. Did you guys see that post?
No, I didn't see that. That's interesting.
I have to go back and find it on Twitter. But they came on and said, clarification on this. There is like a team at Sony that's going to help get this prepared. So it might not be as big of a burden, but at the end of the day, Sony does not like to make it very friendly for their devs to be on their platform. It's like, you have to pay money for demos, or you have to jump through these hoops. If you want crossplay, you got to pay us.
Yeah, pay us a cut.
Like, it's crazy. It's like, why would you even want to be exclusive to Sony at this point? It seems almost like you're hurting your game more than anything. I understand. I understand maybe paying like a little fee to get on Sony, but not go exclusive with them. No shot. I'm going on Steam. I'm going on hopefully on Game Pass. I want to be everywhere if I'm launching a game.
It's like, the thing is though, you're right, but it's like the quality of games for the PlayStation exclusives. Like like Sony just got it right when they got these developers like Naughty Dog and like Horizon Zero Dawn, like Uncharted, Last of Us. These games are like top quality AAA games.
Oh yeah, they're garbage games.
They're so, and then Xbox has their one thing is Halo Infinite and not getting co-op campaign until August maybe. And so it's like the quality difference, it like the value difference, you're getting so much more value for Xbox and Game Pass. But it's like, do you want to play a bunch of okay games or do you want to play God of War, one of the best games of all time? And it's like,
yeah, that's a great point, like Halo was like the biggest thing that we've had in a long time for Game Pass that people hyped up so much. And it's like, I don't want to say it's dead in the water.
It's dead. Everyone memes on Destiny for being dead, dude.
But it's kind
all the Halo people were like, "You still play Destiny? Trust me, come over to Halo. Did you wear a real shooters like?" Yeah. How's that going, bud?
They're all playing Fortnite no build right now.
I know.
True.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wanted to call attention to this. I saw a tweet today from one of the people who plays Halo a ton, is a content creator for Halo, and they tweeted out, they said the biggest mistake that 343 made was not delaying co-op campaign. It was not delaying this feature and that feature. It was not launching with Forge. And I was like, that's what we were saying the whole time.
Yeah.
RGH was
we called that a mile away.
And I remember arguing with people from chat, like, bro, let me tell you, dude, no one cares about Forge. No one cares about Forge. It's like, where is that guy still here? Is that guy still here? Are you playing Halo?
Forge is basically saying, if you have Forge mode active, up and running, it's basically saying we don't have to make content because you guys are going to do it for us and people are going to keep playing the game.
Yep.
Exactly.
But if you don't give the players those tools, you got to be pumping out content consistently. And what they're doing is delay. Now we got another 6-month season coming up.
And they take forever to make new game modes in Halo 2. It's like, dude, the community would literally do that for you. And then you just pick community favorite. Even actually, I played a Fortnite recently, some no build. And Fortnite has like they have a game mode section. They just let the community go wild too. You can like make custom game modes, and there's like so much stuff you can select. So it's like if you give the community tools to design their own stuff, they're going to do it, and it's really, really sweet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at like Roblox. Look at I can't remember what the one that Epic Games has, but people are making full-on games within Roblox. They're making Halo. They're making Halo remakes that play better than Halo Infinite. Like,
yeah, dude. and that's the thing. Like, okay, we reported on Roblox's scummy tactics and taking more money from their creators than they should. But at least there is even that possibility. Can you imagine if Halo Infinite did that, where they're like, there's Forge mode, and if your stuff is being used by players out there, you make a cut. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Who wouldn't be trying to make a banger map or a banger game mode in Halo Infinite Forge?
Jack Frags played this like game. I think it was like made in Roblox. I'm not sure. It was like this like Battlefield knockoff, where it was like everything was in blocks and stuff. They literally had more guns and more features than Battlefield 2042. Like it had like so much stuff and vehicles and attachments and like all this stuff, dude. It was wild.
Yeah, it's insane what they can do with some of those things. And it doesn't even have to be big changes. You just do with the Forge, you add a particular weapon spawn that changes the flow of the map, or an overshield somewhere, or you just alter the spawns a little bit. Like, that's one of my biggest gripes with Halo Infinite, are the spawns are so aggressive and weird. It's almost like Call of Duty, where they spawn in looking at you. You kill them, and then they spawn in looking at you, and they clean you up like before your shields even come back. And it's just so bizarre to me. And you can fix those things in Forge. So they took away one of the biggest playgrounds, one of the biggest places to be creative, and one of the biggest things that would tide them over when they keep delaying features, keep delaying all these things. It's honestly kind of sad. Like, I think this is the end of Halo. They're not making a comeback. The TV show isn't popular enough to get people hyped. This game is like rapidly declining. Unless there is a BR, it somehow plays immaculate and is like a game changer.
I think the biggest thing is the BR going to be... I think it will be free because the multiplayer is free. If it's not free, then no one's going to care.
Yeah, for sure. And then...
I was just going to say, it's interesting. We talk about games that make comebacks all the time on this show. We've got Halo kind of dying out, but one game that's trying to make a commback is Outriders.
Yeah, I saw that.
Outriders is making another huge content release late in June. I think it's like June 22nd off the top of my head. I think is the date. Could be wrong about that, but it's late June. World Slayer is full new expansion to the Outriders game, which was free, by the way, on Game Pass. It still is, both on PC and on the Xbox. But brand new expansion with new campaign, new areas, new armor sets, new guns to chase, new combatants, enemy boss encounters, all kinds of stuff. And they said their goal from it is that they wanted to make Outriders with new content that really responded to community feedback. They're like, we wanted to make the game that you guys expected Outriders to be and wanted Outriders to be. So it's no secret that Outriders was not as popular as they wanted it to be. It wasn't as widely accepted as they wanted it to be. I loved the game. I absolutely loved the game.
Because it was $40, right?
I don't recall.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember
it was
it was
a full
price.
$60 game. I think it was like $40 for some reason.
I can't remember. Chat, let us know if you recall.
But I really liked it, and they got new skill trees coming too, and new endgame activities, and a new difficulty system for endgame. So they took in all the feedback, and it's like if you already played the game, you can just import your characters straight up and take off running with World Slayer. If you've never played the game before and you're coming in at World Slayer, they're like, listen, we want this to bring new players in. We're starting you off at level 30. You can make a brand new character at level 30, play through the World Slayer content, and if you like it, you can go back and play all of the other Outriders content that you missed. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to play catch up. A lot of times Destiny content comes out and you feel like you can't, if you're a new player, you can't just jump right into it. Until Witch Queen, they decided to change that. But with Outriders, they're like, no, we want new players. So the content looks pretty good. They did a full stream that showcased a lot of the changes. They have like a promo trailer out as well. It looks pretty cool.
Well, I made a video kind of a bit calling Bungie out because they had like 600 people playing Outriders at a point, and then they released a completely free update. Added a bunch of like some new endgame maps. I think some new gear. I'm not sure about that, but like they added a bunch of new stuff, fixed a bunch of stuff, and then added a completely free, no restrictions transmog system. It was like you literally any piece of gear you've unlocked, just now you can transmog it. Yeah. I remember like using it. I'm like, this is so weird. In Destiny, I'm like, oh no, it's my 10 that I can unlock my limited amount of and you have 17 currencies. My synth weave turns into synth quartz strands, which turns into synthetic like suck me offs, and then you take those and you unlock, and you can only have it limited. It's like Bungie, just relax with the currencies. Like, just give us a simplistic system, right? And so Outriders has 600 people. They're making nowhere near the same money as Bungie, and they're like, you know what? Free $.99. It's on us. Customize for the people who remain dedicated. Customize however you want. And just kind of like, that's really nice. That's like refreshing. You know what I mean? It's like, why does Destiny need such an aggressively monetized transmog system? It doesn't. They're making some money, all right? They just got 3.6 billion, okay? And that's not to say that they don't deserve money or anything, but it's just kind of like you can monetize transmog, but it doesn't need to be that aggressively monetized.
I feel like Outriders was like, It was like built by a studio that wanted to make a good game. They wanted to be fair to people. And I just hope that it was successful enough that like they get the chance to do it again, take what they've learned from Outriders. Because like, I feel like, you know, the story for Outriders, it wasn't 10 out of 10. I feel like some of the animations, a little bit clunky here and there, or some of like the gunplay, a little bit clunky here and there, but they've got the good bones, and they've got, you know, the build crafting ideas, and I don't know, they've just kind of got that passion behind it. I feel like Outriders, part of the reason it didn't do well is because of the visual aspect. It's kind of an ugly game. I don't know if you guys agree, but like some of the character models and it doesn't feel as like satisfying to play, or like it just doesn't look as good to play for some reason.
No, it's and almost at some things you almost like it's kind of ugly on purpose, like
which is fine.
Are like they're kind of gross, and
the gun has like boils on it.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's all very like visceral, and it's the people who made Bulletstorm, and they're associated with like Gears of War, and it's that kind of same style, apocalyptic. You know, every metal is like rusting and stuff. So some people like that, but yeah, like compared to Destiny, where it's like
I loved that aesthetic.
The vistas though in Destiny are like gorgeous and stuff, and so it's easier to get lost in that world. So I kind of agree with you there.
Mm-hmm. The landscapes, like the worlds, were actually beautiful in Outriders. I thought a lot of the spaces are gorgeous.
Bulbous character, not so.
But yes, the character designs, the gun designs definitely have that like post-apocalyptic, even and even like you said, like biological material kind of vibe to it. I loved it. Tassie loves Outriders. He hates the whole aesthetic. He was constantly tweeting out guns, like legendary guns that he'd get. And he'd be like, "What even is this? It looks like a wart."
Yeah, true. Because it was a wart, and it did a ton of damage.
It's like this gun's the using wart machine. 99.
And it's like, wow, great damage.
Ooh, so it's just an interesting game for sure. So I think that's it though for the topics. And I think we can do a couple minutes of the very last RGH After Dark. You guys can ask us some questions, and we're gonna answer it. But first, I will say, since our last episode, I'm pretty sure we forget to do it every other episode. Shout out to Advance GG, our sponsor with us from beginning to end. Hopefully this is a revealed flavor yet, but you guys can use code RGH, and it's gonna support all three of us for the last day or whatever of this thing. So definitely check out Advanced GG. They have so many good flavors. They're literally pumping out so many flavors, man. That was like the biggest thing when they were just getting started. People were like, well, G Fuel has a bazillion flavors. Dude, they're getting close. Like, this is a lychee splash. Like, they have some really interesting flavors now.
We forgot to talk about Overwatch.
Yeah, dude.
It's Overwatch 2. I've heard pretty good things. It's more Overwatch.
That's right.
I apparently potentially got beta access or something.
I was supposed to, and I don't see it, but...
Oh, yeah, same. But I also, I don't care that much. I don't know, Overwatch is so old at this point. It's been around for so long, and I feel like Valorant stole a lot of its thunder.
I feel like it needed more. I thought it needed a full new cast to be a new game, not just it's all the same characters with some extras. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like they just needed a brand new, fresh roster.
Yeah. So the number one question we're being asked here is everyone's saying, oh, is this really the final episode? Yes, this is the final episode. For now, we don't know when we're going to return. We don't know if we're going to return, but we do know I'm having a kid soon. Tash is having a kid soon. True Vanguard is getting remodeling his house or something crazy. This wall's coming down.
This wall is getting blasted out. We got a whole addition going up. So, my life's going to be kind of uprooted for a bit.
We said this at the beginning of the podcast, but we kind of realized with all this stuff happening, it's literally going to be two or one of us almost every week. We kind of couldn't commit to this anymore. So we're instead of just doing it, half-assing it, and it'd be only me and MTash or just MTash, you know what I mean? It'd be really hard to do. We're you know what?
Hey, just move it to Monday, baseball. Move it to Wednesday, baseball. Move it to Friday, ball hockey. I've got a bunch of sports with Benny. and they choose all the days that would work for us. It's just tough. Like we're growing up. We're busy with our own channels.
Luckily, they're going to reassemble the whole house on Tuesdays, so Tuesdays will work for me, and then they take it all back down on the other.
Right.
So we're gonna call it quits for now. So again, we said I'd recommend if you are a channel member. First of all, thank you so much for supporting us, paying for the editor and so on. Feel free to cancel your membership. You don't need to pay for us anymore. Like I'd recommend doing that, but stay subscribed, because if we do come back, we'll post to this same channel, and then we'll give you guys more information. But for now, we have to call it quits because we just can't commit to it anymore right now because of just everything going on in our lives.
Yeah,
we had a long run though. We did this podcast.
We did.
Wow.
Yeah,
and it was fun. I don't regret any of it.
Yeah, 83 episodes, and then realistically, there's maybe like a couple weeks where we missed it. So realistically, it's been probably 86, 87, 88 weeks worth of this. Like it was definitely a pretty good run, and we appreciate you all being here, and we hope that you had some fun. And
someone did say one regret is that we couldn't end up doing a hot tub stream. That would have been sweet.
I know.
I'll do a comeback episode just out of the blue.
Maybe that'll be the one, because I have the hot tub now. So
I'm just gonna go live from my phone, all three of us in the hot tub. Like, yo, RGH.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe.
Braden has a good question. I've got a good answer for you. Any advice for small aspiring creators? I have really good advice, and it's gonna sound mean, but number one, almost everyone who makes content is absolute dog trash at it. There are so many bad creators out there, and so it's like, oh, you're competing with people. You're really not. If you just have slightly above average content, you can succeed. I truly believe that. But like, people don't take the time to get that good. So stop being lazy. Start creating, because all your videos are going to suck. My videos sucked. True Vanguard's videos sucked. And Cactus's sucked especially bad at the start.
But it still sucked.
But it takes time to learn. My thumbnails might have been the worst thing there's ever been. But you just have to commit to it. You have to commit to it and learn and put in the time. And eventually you're going to surpass all those people.
But also, if you're not having fun, if you're like going to be the next, like if you're doing it for money, don't. Like, you better do it because you absolutely love it. Because you're going to make nothing for years.
No, you are going to lose money for
years.
To be clear,
years.
You will lose a lot of money before... Everyone who's ever found success as a content creator lost a ton of cash on it first.
Yeah.
Be prepared for that, because you're going to have investment costs on equipment and editing software, and the time that you invest is time that you could have been working and generating revenue somewhere else. You're going to lose not just money, but also time that you could be investing in your social life or the relationships that are important to you, because instead of doing that, you're down in your room working on your content.
So honestly, just probably don't do it. Let's be, you know what I mean? Like, no, but like, you totally can. Listen, if you're asking us if you should or shouldn't do it, you probably shouldn't do it. Like, you literally like have to have the motivation to just start and be making content and doing stuff because you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. If people are in, like, people always come in there like, oh, what kind of mic should I get? Like, dude, just buy a mic. Like, it doesn't matter what kind. Like, it's like me telling you the perfect content. A mic is a mic. It's not like a different brand of mic is suddenly going to be, oh, you won't get any subscribers with this mic. With this mic, you'll get all.
If you can't,
ninja. Like,
if you can't find the top 2 or 3 mics on your own, you've failed already. You will fail already.
Yeah,
like, if you have to ask me to tell you what the mic is, you won't make it, because you just don't. Like, you don't have it in you. You got to come up with talk bits and thumbnails and be interesting and understand them. Like, it takes a lot, and you have to just dive in and do the research, because all the tips are already there. Everything I've already said has been said before. So it's like, it's like,
but like, what editing software do you use? Like, stop. You've already, it's like, if you don't take the time to go and do your own research and find the best one for you, like, you don't want to copy what I'm probably doing it wrong. Like, and then
he makes his thumbnails in PowerPoint. He makes his thumbnails in PowerPoint. I use paint.net. I'm not using Photoshop. I'm using paint.net. Okay, so it's like, these two guys here have the most scuffed setups, but it works. You don't need the God tier. We were ripping footage off the PlayStation 4 on a USB and plugging it into our computers and editing.
This big.
Yeah, like, you don't need the craziest tools. You just need some spunk and charisma. So anyways, let's move on from that topic.
What am I drinking tonight for the last episode? This is just a neat whiskey.
Straight Everclear.
Yeah. I would have hoped for the final episode. It was just like, what are you drinking? He's like, Four Locos, baby. I'm going with a bang. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm drinking.
Hey, I had a guy tell me last week. He was like, "You were drunk on stream last week." I was like, "I had a water on RGH last week." He was like, "TV's a bad Christian." Last week he was drunk on RGH. I'm like, I dropped a link to him. I'm like, "What's in that glass, baby?" That's water.
Well, also, it's like you're a bad Christian for drinking. It's like, Jesus turned water into what? Wine, baby. Like, let's go.
And it was the good stuff too.
Who cares if you were drunk? It's like, you know what? Even if you were drunk,
in
like,
the safety
whatever.
of my own home, yeah,
exactly. Like, unless you're like, like falling down in your setup and stuff. Like, I think you're fine.
Right. Why is this the last episode? Because you asked that question. So get wrecked.
We already explained it. Real life stuff. 2 kids on the way. Ton of stuff happening. So that's why. Any more questions? Someone said, I can't believe your thumbnails. Believe it. But you know what? I feel like it's almost like no one else does it, so they look different. Like and I'm not trying to hate, but I'm certainly I'm genuinely not trying to hate, but there is a lot of people who do the like Blender Destiny 2, like pose your character with a shotgun in the thumbnail doing that or whatever. A lot of different people do that, and some people do it better than others. But there is like a similarity, and like there's definitely like multiple creators' thumbnails where you gotta like look twice. Like, wait, is this from this person or this person?
That's exactly right. You look at the thumbnail and you don't immediately know who that is. You're like, is that this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy? They all do thumbnails like that. Yeah.
I just put character or gun on the side, big text saying what it is, and it's like it's instant recognition. It's like, oh, that's the anime character from Genshin Impact. And it says big damage. I'm gonna click that video and see what it's about. Like, it's so basic, but that's all you need. If you over edit the thumbnails, it can be almost like too much.
There's definitely advantage to like having a well edited thumbnail.
Dude,
like
go look up at like the biggest Call of Duty videos. It's like, this game was good, and it's just like the guy saying with the gun, no thumbnail even. They're the most viewed videos. It's like Modern Warfare 2 gameplay, and it's just the guy holding the gun, no thumbnail, no nothing, because people just want to watch it sometimes, and they're like, hey, that's the game I'm looking at.
Well, someone said something funny. He's like, Cactus always has the stacked Ascendant shards in the Nightfall videos. That's because it's a saved PowerPoint file with it has the 10 Ascendant shards and an exotic engram, and then whatever gun is that week. And then I just go in and I delete the guy from the arms dealer and I replace it with the guy from Glassway, and it still says easy guide. I might adjust a few things, and I change the gun to whatever the gun is dropping that week, and I just put it out. Because it's like, it's meant to represent you're going to get a lot of Ascendant shards from farming Grandmasters, which you are. And that's the same for every Grandmaster. So, like, I just go to my PowerPoint file, and I change a few things, save as JPEG, we're good to go, baby.
You guys like anime? Well, Cactus went from no anime to he doesn't watch anime now. He's watching Food Wars. People are moaning and taking their clothes off about food. Bro, he's a degenerate now.
Don't tell people.
Didn't you talk about that?
I am so close to ordering a Nezuko body pillow, bro, from Demon Slayer. Nezuko body pillow. I binged Demon Slayer, completely done it now, season 1, 2, and 3 over the last couple weeks. That show is unbelievable.
Did you see the preview for the next arc?
Yep. And apparently everyone in the comments was like, see you in 2 years. I was like, dang it, dude. So I'm done Attack on Titan. Well, even though it's not done, the final season, part 1 million coming. So Attack on Titan, though, I'm all caught up. Demon Slayer, all caught up. I know those are the two most like basic bitch like animes, but it's like they're both really good.
Yeah.
And so
everyone is like, recommendations.
Well, hold on. Everyone's like, oh, go watch One Piece. I went to Crunchyroll. I looked. It's like 1,000 episodes. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can commit to this.
I can finish it by the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, gosh darn, dude. So like, there's a bunch and other things like I know Bleach was a really good one, but like it's kind of weird because it was like started in the 90s or whatever. Because like, you watch it, it's like a square the aspect ratio is a square, right? Because it's so old and stuff. And that is kind of like a weird adjustment. Whereas like, dude, like Attack on Titan and like Demon Slayer, they hit so hard. Like episode 1, they're hitting, baby. Like it's fantastic.
A couple of recommendations for you. If you're a gamer who's now getting into anime, you might like Rise of the Shield Hero. Because
I did see Shield Hero as a popular one.
It's all of they just released their second season, which has been like people have been waiting on it for a few years now. And I'm all caught up. It's really good so far. So, and it's all about like, what if you were transported to a world and you're the hero of the RPG? You know what I mean? So you're now in a world and you've got like your overlay and everything, and you're in an RPG, but no one else gets to experience that. It's just you know what I mean? So it's a really cool vibe. And then Black Clover is fantastic too.
Yeah, I've been hearing nothing but good things about like Death Note.
A lot of people love Death Note.
I despise that show with a passion. Everyone hates me for it. I won't get into it until you watch it, and I'll tell you why. But I just like despise most of the characters in the show. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Do you know what it is? The show is like the nerdy kid in school's wet dream is what it is. It's like, oh, that could be me. I don't know how to describe it. It's got so many like tropes that are just like cringy to me. I can't handle it.
Yeah, the thing is, there's so many. Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, it's like I'm just discovering this like world. So like, there's so many good ones. And again, like stuff like One Piece. I know One Piece is good, but again, 1,000 episodes. I know like all this stuff is good, dude. But it's like
watch
so much stuff.
Watch the first episode of Goblin Slayer and then film your live reaction, because it's a little sus, dude. It's sus.
Berserk 2 is wild, but it's not on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, okay, come to my house and watch it with me. We'll watch the whole Golden Age arc, and then I get to look. I'm gonna sit and stare at your face for the final episode because I just want to see.
Pilot of Berserk, I was like, oh my gosh, what am I? Oh my gosh, like it was nuts.
Anyways,
I tell you what, lately though, I got sucked into a book series because I went on vacation a few weeks ago. You remember that? I took that week off of the show, and I asked people for recommendations. Like, I need like a good fantasy book series to get lost in, and they recommended the Stormlight Archive. And these books are like over 1,000 pages long. They're huge, and I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll give it a shot. A few weeks later, I kid you not. These things, I'm on book 3 already.
Oh my god.
I can't stop. I'm sucked in so hard, I can't put them down.
You were just starting the first one.
I know. I know. I literally, like, I get the hard copy and I get the digital copy. So it's like I'm reading, and then the kids need something, and I put an earbud in, and I go and I'm like, with the kids, but I have an earbud in, and I'm listening to the book where I left off in the hard copy, and I just go back and forth. I'm very lost in it.
All right, Tash, you can film my reaction to Goblin whatever, because I've heard it's sus. I've heard about it, but then we watched the first episode of Food Wars.
Okay, done. Deal.
Okay,
I'm down with that.
All right, guys. Isn't Cactus an MMA fan? I am a huge MMA fan. It's like the one sport I'm really into.
Yeah, do you know what? I asked Cactus to hang out one time. He's like, I'm watching UFC at my house, and I was like, oh, like could I maybe come watch? He's like, no, I'm like with my MMA friends, and he ditched me. Yes, he did. You didn't invite me because I wasn't cool enough to be at the MMA party.
No shot. I don't remember this. I bet if you look at the text, it's like, hey man, you're welcome to come, but I am watching the UFC fight. And Tash was like, is that where the big men hit each other hard? And I'm like, yeah. And you're like, I don't think I can. And I was like, all right.
Okay, so we need to come out with something. We got like $300 in donations today. We were actually just baiting you about the last episode. Next episode will be the last episode.
Just kidding.
No, thank you so much. Seriously.
Yeah, first of all, BMW Tech, thank you so much. We should have more final episodes. This is an extremely lucrative episode. Like, goddamn.
Thank you so much, though. We appreciate it. We saw a bunch of comments saying, how they've enjoyed the podcast. And, we feel bad. We always do because we create content and we want to make something that you enjoy. And it really does mean a lot to us. We get thousands of views on every episode, and thousands of listens on Spotify and different things like that. It's really cool. And, we kind of built this just as a little pet project. And, I think we did pretty good considering a lot of the time it was a side project to us. This wasn't our main thing. Like, if we didn't have these huge YouTube channels that we're all focusing on and Twitch streams or whatever, if this was our only thing, we probably would have went ham. And I think we could have grown it even more. But there's only so many days in the week, so many hours in a day. And, we wish we could keep going, but we just need a little bit of a break right now and get our lives in order for a bit. So,
yeah. And Disney Plus is always releasing new episodes of stuff on Wednesday nights. And it's like,
I got to watch it.
I got to go watch Moon Knight.
Yeah,
for sure.
But yeah, our lives just got in the way. So instead of like doing it half-assed, like we thought we'd just give it a proper send-off with all three of us here.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Let's call this the end of episode 83, RGH, the finale. I'm M-Tashed.
Maybe sometime in the future.
True.
We don't know.
I'm M-Tashed.
I'm Kakas HD.
Appreciate y'all. I'm True Vanguard.
And we'll see you one day.
Maybe.